Hi, I watched Our Secret and here's my review. It tells the story of Chen and Suyue, who meet in high school and develop a very strong friendship as they become deskmates. So this drama, wow, what a fantastic and amazing drama. I'm gonna cut to the chase right now and already recommend it to you, or if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's a really nice drama. I don't know if it's really an underrated drama, but for sure I really don't hear about it at all. Even in videos that I watch sometimes about Chinese dramas, both for best dramas of the years or compilations of dramas, I don't see this drama a lot. So I don't want to assume it's underrated, but I certainly don't see it a lot, so if you haven't, go watch it. My little sister recommended me this drama after she watched it and absolutely adored it. And when I checked it out, the picture, the promotional poster really reminded me of something. So I think I must have checked this drama before but decided not to go through with it. I don't know, because it's about youth school and usually I watch mostly K-dramas. I don't really like these kind of Korean dramas. So I think I projected that on Chinese dramas and I thought, no, I'm not going to watch this. But since my sister loved it so much, I thought, well, I have to dive in. And oh boy, what a good drama. If I have to say, there's a tiny bit, well, tiny, not that tiny, but a tiny bit that I don't really like in the drama and played a role in the rating I gave this drama overall. But I'm going to talk about it in the spoil part. Like I said, I was a bit reluctant because of my image of K-dramas about youth. That is usually a lot of characters, of young characters, and you follow really a lot of different characters. And I don't really like this type of thing. But actually no, the story focuses a lot more, completely on the first couple. There's no discussing it. It's just mainly the main couple. We get a bit of the second couple. I actually really like this second couple. And we get a third couple, but this one is almost not developed at all. I didn't really care about them, but it's okay because you actually don't see them that much. They are pretty nice, but you don't really care either at the same time. So yes, it's a youth drama about school, but it doesn't revolve about everyone, every problem they have in their lives. No, it really sticks to the main couple. So yeah, I really like that. So the rating. Like I said, there's something I didn't really like about the drama. But if I take this out, I think I could give the drama, 50 out of 10. 100 out of 10. Like, I really loved it that much. It's a really amazing drama, in my opinion, of course. But because there's this moment, I just couldn't give it 10 out of 10, so I went with 9.5 out of 10. But it doesn't take away anything from the good parts of the drama. It's a bit sad, when you watch it, it can be a bit infuriating, like it was for me. But it's cool, you can still watch it, no problem. And it might not even trigger you the way it did for me. So, everyone is different. My sister wasn't as triggered as I was. So, Big thumbs up to both the actors who are incredibly amazing in this drama. I knew none of them before I started this drama, but now I'm for sure going to be interested in their projects in the future, or that they did before. Because they did such a good job capturing the emotions, the atmosphere, the behaviors of young people who grow up and kind of face struggles and choices they don't really know. I don't know, when you look at them, you really feel like you're seeing high school students. Maybe I can see it more clearly because I'm older now, I don't know, but to me it really felt like it was on point. And I even went to check their age at some point because I was curious actually, and I was so surprised to learn that both of them are above 25. So they really do a good job looking and sounding and yeah, really behaving like high school students. So I was really amazed by both of them. For her, well, she's just so cute, kind of a cinnamon roll. Really, she's so cute. She's cute and she really acts really well. Both of them are really endearing anyway. You're left like you want to be friends with them because they are such nice people, you know. As for him, I think the thing that struck to me the most is his eyes. The way he looks at her kind of makes you feel butterfly in your stomach all day long. But not even him, just their relationship together, how, you know, they just become such good friends as they become seatmates and they help each other, and as they grow, you know, you see their relationship kind of grow together with them, and I don't know, it's just they kind of have such a pure relationship, I would say. It's so pure, it's so pretty, it's so nice. It's like you're watching it and you're almost feeling like, man, I wish I knew someone like that. I wish I had such a kind of relationship in my life. They are really so sweet, honestly. Just thinking about it. Anyway, if you're out of school, maybe it did the same thing it did for me, and it kind of made me, well, not kind of, but it really made me want to go back to school days, not only to get such friends and such a relationship, but also just because of school, you know, kind of to try and work harder in school. I was not such a good kid in school, honestly, and watching this drama really made me want to go back and try harder and really wish I could meet the right people and everything around to kind of have something like they have. Though I know it's fictional, but you know what I mean. At some point, even Jo Soo-yue says something to someone that we get to know a bit later on, and he says that's something that really helped him. And I actually really liked what was said at this moment, although it's a bit generic and kind of common sense too. I mean, I think it's common sense for everyone, but I know that when I was younger, I was certainly not thinking this way. So it really struck me, this little dialogue, and I wrote it down. Which is completely true. And the other guy answers, as a kid, I was like this person. I was this person, and then Jo Soo-yue says, so you don't have regrets. I don't know, when he said that, wow. I suppose it's because I have myself regrets about this time. I wish I could have done a lot better than I did. So I think that's why it hits so much close to home. It's a drama that's really kind of full of lessons, and yeah, I actually hope if some people watching it are students or anything, could be actually pushed and encouraged by this drama to actually try to do better and things like that. But yeah, that's my little rant about this done. So yeah, now it's going to be a spoil part because I have a few little things to talk a bit more in detail about, and let's go. The part I didn't really like. I think it's such a shame. Like I said in the non-spoil part, it's not going to affect everyone the same way. Like I said, my sister wasn't as triggered as I was by this moment. At some point, I was really getting mad and angry at the drama and really feeling so disappointed because I had liked everything before so much. But this moment, when they finally get to enter university, more specifically when she gets to reunite with him in university, to some degree I can understand. At this point he's really in a bad place. You know, he's still young, he's still kind of a kid at this point, and he has a lot of problems falling on him. He doesn't know what to do, he's a bit lost, and I can understand him to some degree for wanting to push her back. But at the same time, I think in the drama it was way too long. It took way too many episodes to revolve. And actually for me, it kind of broke something in their relationship, because their relationship was so pretty, so nice, so pure. It was not the first time they were in accord or not talking. You know, it happened when they were in high school. But it never broke something like this, like it did at this moment for me. And I also found it very cliche that he would realize that he needed her actually in her life, just right the moment she decided to let go. I know it's a thing that happens in real life. You only understand and see what you lost once you've lost it. So of course, when she stopped chasing after him, he realized what was missing, sure. But it's just so, you know, at the right second, like, no, I don't want you anymore. Oh, actually, I want you. You know, it's just so perfectly timed that, I don't know. I don't like it. But although, yeah, it's the whole thing. Because, like I said, I can understand him to some degree. He even talks about it later on. He was really just in a very bad place at this moment, mentally. And he just couldn't deal with anything at that point. And I can relate to her too, you know, chasing after him, trying everything to bring him back. And at some point being so, I'm done with it. Okay, you just don't care about me. And giving up, and then him realizing I can understand everything, but I think it just takes too much place in the drama. It's short enough. I don't think they needed that much conflict around this problem. I'm already not the one for this kind of conflict. I don't really like it, so I was really infuriated in the drama at some point, because I was like, come on, there's freaking 5 episodes left. When are they going to go back together? At some point I was just mad. I think they should have done it a lot shorter, you know, a bit more compact in the episodes, or maybe not do it at all. I'm just saying. When he started chasing after her at some point, it felt like their romance, their relationship kind of turned into a joke. I don't know if anyone is going to kind of relate, but their relationship was so beautiful, so pretty all along, even with their ups and downs, but so pretty. And then suddenly it was all about being so confident and being kind of cocky, even on his side. Like, we kind of know he's a bit arrogant, but I would say it's arrogant in a fun way, not in the annoying kind of way. More like, yeah, I know, I'm so good at math and everything. This kind of arrogant, but it's kind of joking, even though I know it's true. But later on in this part, he kind of becomes very arrogant and really too sure of himself, but not in a humble way. He even goes out saying things like, yeah, I'm going to get this trophy and the girl. Like, you're talking about her saying the girl. I don't know, it's just, I just couldn't recognize him. It didn't really feel like Jo Soo-yue at all, even her at some point, but a bit less than it did for him. I don't know, there was something very different that I couldn't really recognize, and I was a bit thrown off. It's like they kind of stopped being pure. Maybe it was the point as they enter university and grow up. But I don't like that. Even if it's true, even if it works like that and everything in real life. You know, I don't know. It's not really nice to watch. You can grow up and still remain pure. Like, give me my pure characters. Anyway, I think I have a big enough round on this. Oh, and I need not forget about the second guy, her senior. I can't remember his name, I'm sorry for him. For the longest time, he was the nicest guy, and he knew she liked him, so it was like, okay, I'm backing off. You know, I know my place, she doesn't like me, there's nothing to do. So it was the nicest guy, but then, yeah, I kind of understand, he sees her being so sad all the time because of him. So he's like, you know, I'm going to go after her. But then, they should have made him back up, I think. They kind of almost wanted to turn him into a bad guy, and they don't do it completely, you know. But the thing is, I don't know, I think sometimes it was really out of place, and I know it happens in a lot of dramas, not only in this one, so I'm not picking on this drama especially. It happens in a lot of drama, but in this one, it really sometimes made me feel very uncomfortable. when Jo Soo-yue and her senior were kind of fighting for her, and she was right in the middle. Like you had guy number 1, her, and guy number 2, and they were both fighting and she was in the middle. And sometimes it really made me so uncomfortable watching it. Like I was putting myself in her shoes and thinking, if it was me here, I would feel so uncomfortable. Like, shut the F up. It's my decision. You fighting about it isn't going to change who I like in the end. I don't know, I think I would feel like some kind of piece of meat. I was just very uncomfortable seeing them fighting all the time. When they were in high school, it was a bit different because only Jo Soo-yue was fighting. He was fighting on his own against the senior who knew they liked each other. So he was the only one being so jealous and going at the senior. So it's kind of funny, you know. But I think I'm going to stop about this passage. I think you understood enough what I wanted to say. I really didn't like this moment. But I would still rewatch the drama anyway because I liked it so much. Maybe I would be a bit less pissed off watching this whole passage, watching it a second time, because I think the disappointment played a huge role in how much I hated this whole passage. Because yeah, I liked it so much and I love this drama so much. And before I conclude, I actually have a few little things I wanted to mention as well, but really not as important, so I kept it for the end. First, I think it's actually funny. I think it's the first time in a drama that I see the actress work harder at the kiss than the actor. I don't know if anyone of you noticed it. I think you did, but he wasn't really doing such a good job at kiss scenes. The first one is pretty much okay, but in the later kisses, it was like watching older dramas, but in reverse. But it didn't really bother me, honestly. I think the drama as a whole is so great that the poor kiss scenes wasn't really a problem with me, because yeah, everything is so great, it doesn't matter. Another thing is the mom. So I have really conflicted feelings about the mom. I know my sister doesn't like her as well. So on one side, I think she's really annoying. Honestly, she's just too strict. But on the other hand, part of me kind of wish I had not a mom, but let's say parents more like her. I can understand to some degree that she thinks she is doing everything that is best for her daughter, that she knows best. Sometimes she does, but sometimes she doesn't, and she can't accept it. She has a really hard time living to her mistakes and admitting when she was wrong. She really can't do it, and that's a bit toxic. Honestly, that's toxic. So overall, I would say I didn't like her. She was always going on like shweshi, like shut up. I know it's important to study, but let your children live sometime. Like every time she would open her mouth to talk, it was shweshi all the time. Like, be strict. Put some restrictions, put some rules, but don't go too freaking far with it. So yeah, at first I was a bit worried. I'm going to finish with this, but at first I was a bit worried about Dingxian choosing science, because it was clear that she was doing better in school with literature. She had good writing skills and she really draws so nicely. Like, she's really good at drawing. So it was obvious that the best choice for her was to go into the art department. But at the same time, I could understand that she wanted to stay with her friends. That's something I felt too before, and actually impacted some of the choices I've made. Unfortunately for me, it was not the right choices at that time, and you realized it later on. But for her, at this moment, it was actually the good thing to do. Contrary to university, where she actually finally at some point gets to realize that she has to do her own thing, what she wants to do, to be happy later on and have no regrets. So they actually show both sides. Yeah, even if I don't like it, I'm going to talk about it just one last time. But in that moment when she really tries to follow him, well, mostly I think she does it because he doesn't want to talk to her, so she tries to follow him in everything he does so she can have a chance to see him and talk to him. I mean, I think if they had been on good terms, arriving in university like it was supposed to be, she wouldn't have done everything she's done, trying to go in the same class as him, a class that doesn't interest her at all, trying to go to abroad too. I mean, I think she wouldn't have done it. At least this passage is good at making her realize that she has to follow her own path, that she can't base all her choices on her friends and on the person she likes. And again, it's an amazing lesson, as well as later on when he has to go abroad and he doesn't want to because he wants to stay with her. And in the end, he does the right choice and goes abroad. I was mad, but not because he went abroad specifically, but more because I'm tired. I'm just tired of having to deal with people going abroad in every single drama. Like, make normal people. I mean, most students don't go abroad. Most students in real life stay in a university in their country. So it would be nice if sometimes in Dramaland we didn't have to deal with one of the two having to go abroad for X or Y reason. You know what I mean. So I was mad for this reason, not because he had to go. But he did the good choice. But anyway, before I think of something else, I'm going to stop right here. Like I said, if you haven't watched this drama, I absolutely recommend it to you. I'm sure you're not going to regret it. I feel like I say that every time. But honestly, if you want a pure and sweet relationship, really something strong, I don't even know how to describe it, but watch it. Honestly, this drama is so good that it made me cry so much. It made me cry a freaking river. An ocean even. I cried so much when I finished the drama because it was so good. I liked it so much and I grew so attached to the characters that it was so difficult to say goodbye to the characters. It felt like I had to say goodbye to some friends that I would never see again. But yeah, if you've watched it, I also hope you were just like me and you loved it so much. From what I saw, everyone pretty much really loved it. So I hope you did too. Don't hesitate to tell me your thoughts about this drama. But yeah, I think I'm going to finish now because this video is going to be so long. I'm terribly sorry. So yeah, don't hesitate to tell me what you thought about this drama, and yeah, for me, I will see you in another video. Bye bye!